Today, we're going to talk about a fascinating Supreme Court case that could have massive implications for taxpayer privacy and IRS authority. The case is called Polselli versus the IRS, and it revolves around whether the IRS can secretly obtain financial records of a taxpayer's relatives or their associates without notice when trying to collect outstanding tax debt. Let's dive right in. Remo Polselli, the taxpayer at the center of this case, underpaid his federal taxes for over a decade with outstanding balance of over $2 million. To pursue these unpaid liabilities, the IRS issued administrative summons to the banks of Polselli's wife and his lawyers. The IRS didn't notify the wife or the lawyers of the summons, relying on an exception in the IRS code which excludes from the notice requirement summons issued in aid of the collection of tax assessments. District Court concluded that the summons fell within that exception and that Polselli's wife and lawyers were not entitled to the notice. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit affirmed that decision, leading to the case reaching the Supreme Court. Now, the key question the Supreme Court will address is whether the exception under the IRS Code, Section 7609, to the notice requirements for an IRS summons on the third-party record keepers applies to a summons for anyone's records whenever the IRS believes that person's records might help collect a delinquent taxpayer's liability, even if it's not their own. The outcome of this case will have a significant impact on the balance between taxpayer privacy and the IRS's ability to collect outstanding tax debt. Various organizations such as the ACLU, the Cato Institute, the Center for Taxpayer Rights, the Institute for Justice, and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce have joined together to urge the Supreme Court to limit the IRS's power. And I join them on that. They argue that granting the IRS this authority would allow the agency to access and examine sensitive financial records without the knowledge or consent of the account holders, potentially violating their Fourth Amendment rights. We'll have to wait to see what the Supreme Court says about this case, and we'll see the decision is going to be coming later on in this session. This case shapes the future of tax collection enforcement and the protection of individual privacy in the United States. We'll be sure to update you once the ruling is out. In the meantime, let us know what your thoughts on this case in the comments below. Do you think that the IRS should have the power to obtain financial records without notice, or should taxpayer privacy be protected? As always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our updates on this important legal matter. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.